Hi, it's Malone. Today what I wanted to do was go over my very favourite custom content for The Sims 4. Now I'm a big custom content user in my normal gameplay and I do rotate my custom content quite a lot, so these are things that even when I do a rotation I don't really ever take out. So the first one to mention is, I don't know if it would be classed as custom content or a mod, but basically it removes all the EA eyelashes. So I think the eyes usually look a lot better with makeup if you've got custom content eyelashes and you don't have the EA ones shown through. I know there's ones that you can choose that don't have the eyelashes, but I just find it easier if we take them out altogether. I very rarely would leave a sim with EA eyelashes on. I wouldn't do them dirty like that. So that's the very first one. Now the second one that I always keep is my eyes. So they are installed as non-default, but this is the eye pack I use. Basically these are all the same creator and that's the variety of colours that you get, and these are them. So I did used to have another set installed which I'm sure are called Whisper, so I'll link them below as well because they're also really nice. Crybabies, they also make really beautiful alpha eyes. So if sometimes I'll take out all the MAXIS match stuff and I'll install alpha and I'll just have a gameplay with alpha. So if I do that, Crybabies are the first eyes that I would go for, but these are currently the ones that I use for everything. The colour selection is enormous basically and they just look beautiful. They're just really nice. So these I will never ever take out unless I find something that I like better. So if we move on to the skin details, again, I tend to use the same ones over and over, and this is them basically. And I tend to gravitate towards the same creators because if I know I like something by them, then I tend to download everything that they have. I will play about with it, see what I like and take out what I don't. So the first one is this Grim Cookies one. So Grim Cookies is a custom content creator that I download a lot of stuff from. So you'll probably see them featured quite a lot in this video. So that is the first one. This Butterish one is a newish addition to the game. I've only recently just installed this and I really like it. I believe it's just for face. Yes, it's just a face overlay, but I love it. Another one is this Lazarus one by Grim Cookies. I just like the definition that it gives to the lips, so I use this one a lot. This Fruit Punch one is also a new-ish addition, and I've been using this one a lot actually, but this one right here is my very favourite one. So this is a whole body one, and yeah, like I never really use any other one now, to be honest. Like I use this on everyone. It does change a lot, so if I do download something that I like better, I'll probably switch over, but for now, this is a very favourite one. I've got the eyelashes in here, but I do have them in accessories with a bunch of other ones, so I'll go over that then. Another one that I like a lot is these freckles. So you can change them so that they either change the position of them or it adds it to body. So I believe for each one you have just face, and then you have a whole body version that adds freckles to the body as well, which I really like. There's also these freckles which I have installed. Again, it depends what swatch you use, but the last one goes onto the body, which I really like. You do have that weird belly button thing going on, but I do like these ones a lot. I tend to only use them for the face. And the last one are these core freckles. So the first swatch is really dark, which is great, so you can use them on dark skin tones and they look beautiful, and then they get lighter depending on the skin tone that you're using on your sim. So I use those ones a lot. These ones I tend to not use that much, but I do think I have them on a sim just now who's a darker skin tone and it looks beautiful on her. So I'll put these back on. I like these ones. If we move on to, let's move on to makeup before we do hair, and we'll do the eyebrows quickly first as well. So I did used to have a lot of eyebrows installed, but I've recently found this pack by Stretch Skeleton, and it basically has everything that I would ever need. So there's softer ones that are thinner, there's much thicker ones, so I think these are the ones that I have on Orion currently. And there's also these really nice ones from MAXIS. So depending on the look that you want. I rarely use ones that are this thin and sharp, to be honest. I do like thicker eyebrows on my Sims, but it kind of covers you anyway because they have thicker ones. And these glossery ones are also a favourite. So these Icarus eyebrows, I use them a lot, but they just didn't really suit Orion, which is why I used the stretch skeleton ones, but these are another favourite. So I'll put her normal eyebrows back on her. Makeup wise, doesn't look like there's a lot in here, but what I've tried to do is pick out my favourites or stuff by my favourite content creators. So again, Grim Cookies, this is just an inner eye highlight that I use a lot. Eyeshadow wise, I have one pack here installed by Cryptic Sim, and that's basically because every single eyeshadow I use is by Cryptic Sim. So I just grabbed one pack to show you, but they have a ton of different ones available, and that's the only eyeshadow I use really. Unless there's one, the only other one I would really use is ones that are softer, but you tend to find that their packs have a range of more heavy makeup and softer looks as well. Eyeliner wise, I only really ever use these two eyeliners, so I have other ones installed in my game, but I noticed that I gravitate towards these two. So these are probably the only two that I'll leave installed in the game. So the first one is by Urban Sims, who is another creator on YouTube. She makes her own custom content now, and I use quite a bit of it. But the eyeliner is my favourite. So I basically just like the shape of her eyeliner. She also has this blurred out version, which I love. I use that a lot. And I love that it goes straight into the inner corner, which is why I think I gravitate towards hers more than anyone else's. And I also have this one by Cryptic Sim. Again, I like that it's blurred, but it has more of a crisper edge than Urban's, so I tend to use that. You can also add it underneath if you wanted to. So they have different versions that go all around the eye or just on top. So I'll put the Urban one back on. Now for lips, I used to use a lot of like matte liquid lipsticks on Sims. I can't even remember the last time I actually did that. I think Ruby has one on in the Not So Berry challenge, but I tend to only really use lip gloss. So these are the three favourites of mine right now. So these two are both by Sagittaria. They're just really basic, and you can go a bit crazier on the eyes if you've just got a gloss on the lips. So I use these a lot, as well as these ones, which are a bit more glossy, and they come in a range of different colours. I never tend to go down this end, it's always the more neutral ones that I use. However, there's darker ones there if you wanted them. And the last one is is it Avira? Is that how you say that? Avira? I use these ones a lot as well. These are just a bit more opaque, so there's more of a colour to these ones, but again, it's just a gloss, so I use these ones a lot too. For liquid lipstick, again, don't tend to use it that much, but Urban Sims is another great one. She has a few different packs of liquid lipsticks that are really nice in game. This Ill Cup one I use a lot, and it's basically just because of the tones that are available. So I would say it does cater to darker skin tones, so there is some beautiful colours here that look phenomenal on darker skin tones. Urban Sims also does ones that are really nice on darker skin tones too. So that would be another place to go if you were looking for some really nice lip custom content in The Sims. So I think this is the one that she has on just now, so I'm going to leave that on her. Hair wise, again, you can probably see that I tend to gravitate towards the same creators. Now, Okio is a great one. Their hairs are really, really nice, and they have a lot of collabs, I believe, with other creators that look really good. So this is one that I grabbed just because I use it a lot. It's one of the ones that I gravitate towards. Now, the next one is pretty much here because this is probably my most used custom content creator in The Sims 4. And it's A Harris 00 Brittany. So they do a lot of clothing and hair custom content, and once you've got their stuff installed, I never really reach for anything else. It basically has everything you would ever need. So there's short hairs, there's longer ones, there's really nice braids, there's nice updos, like everything that you would possibly need for any type of sim already exists by this creator, which I think is why I tend to gravitate towards them, because I know I like them, so I know that anything I download by them I'm probably going to like. So just to skip through a few, again they use all different hair textures, so for any type of sim that you wanted to use it is available. And again they do updos and different lengths of hair as well, and they do all of it really, really well. So that is some of the hairs by that creator. Again, this is the same creator, but it will be a collab pack. So they've collabed with a different custom content creator, which is why there's a different logo, but they've still had something to do with these hairs. The last ones that I really love, and the ones that are actually used on this sim, is by Llamas. So this sim has this hair on currently. This sim is one from my current household apart from the Not So Berry household, so this is what I'm playing out with that, and this is the hair that she has on currently. But Llamas again are a really great custom content creator, and I've only got 3 installed right now, but I've had plenty of their stuff in the past and I really like it. And the last ones that kind of fall out with those creators is this one by Sims Trouble. So I have, again, other ones, but this is my favourite by them, and I use this one a lot. I really like the bangs that are on it, and it just tends to suit, it just looks nice on Sims basically. Like, I've got a variety of Sims I've used this on and it looks really good. And the last one is by Wildly Miniature Sandwich. So they do a lot of really great custom content hairs, and one of my favourite things about it is the range of colours that you get for these hairs. So for anyone who is doing the Not So Berry challenge, it's hard to find mint hair really in custom content, but this is one of the creators that do mint hair really well. So I would recommend this if you were planning on doing the Not So Berry challenge, because they also have bright red, which you would need for the next generation, and for the next one you would need yellow, which they've got. They have orange, which I believe is there. They have blue, so if you're doing that challenge, that creator will be a lifesaver for you. And they were also the creator of the freckles that I use as well. So I'm just going to add the hair back on that this sim should have. Hats wise, these are all just hair accessories, so these all match the ones that I've downloaded, but what I love about them is they are compatible with some other hairs. So this is a Green Llamas hair, however this is an A. Harris Brittany clip and it's compatible. So in my actual game, this is what Orion has as a hairstyle with these clips in. So I'll just add that back on. You also have these, which basically means you can take one of the hairstyles and you could add ombre tips to it. So that's what these are. In terms of eyelashes, I think everyone knows the Kijiko eyelashes. I don't think anyone out there is not going to be aware of these, which is these ones here. I tend to actually use the Plum Bob Juice ones more, and I think they are based on the Kijiko mesh, so you will need both installed to be able to use them, but I tend to use these more. They're just a bit thicker than the Kijiko ones, so I tend to gravitate towards those more. And very new addition is the Hollywood lashes. Now these are by Leah Lilith, and I wouldn't say these are strictly 100% MAXIS match, however you can get them to look really nice with MAXIS match makeup. So these are my favourite ones of the Hollywood lashes. They again, they don't look 100% MAXIS match, but I think you can sometimes get away with like a little bit of content that's more alpha in there. So yeah, I love those ones. So if we move on, I'll go on to clothing. So again, you'll see a lot of the same creators in here, and it's just because I've downloaded a lot of their stuff and I really like it. So for tops, you'll see a lot of A. Harris Brittany stuff in here. This is all from one pack, but if we start from the start, this is Solitaire. I'm going to say some of these wrong, I'm sorry, but they have really, really nice MAXIS match clothes, and the meshes are always so well done that they kind of just look like they could be in the game. I'll quickly scroll through all of these, but these are all the A. Harris Brittany ones. I tend to use this pack and these clothes more than anything else I think I've got installed. They're just made really well, and all the swatches are matching, so you never struggle to match anything in these packs basically. This jumper is one that I use a lot. And again, you have different versions, so you have the knit one or the one with the flowers, you just have a plain one, or you have knit with the flowers. So you'll never struggle to find an outfit out of their custom content. Another one that I really love and have been using recently is Cuber Sims. I'm sure it's Cuber Sims. They do some really, really nice custom content. This one is one that I've been using a lot, and I have this I think on Ruby right now in the Not So Berry household, but they just do really nice stuff that I love having in my game. So what do I want Orion to wear? Let's have her wearing this, and we'll get some bottoms put on so she doesn't look insane. Do we have a colour that matches? That'll do. So for bottoms, again, a lot of it is A. Harris Brittany, just because I like it. This one pair is by another creator, but I have these currently on Lara in the Not So Berry challenge. I love these trousers and I tend to use these a lot. Again, these are just some jeans by Cuber Sims. A. Harris Brittany tends to be, you know, the favoured one. I just like how the stuff looks and how it fits together. So you've got some jeans, you've got skirts, you've got shorts, you've got longer skirts, and these come in sets, so you will have a top that matches this. And you have different fits of jeans as well, so you really can't go wrong. Another one that I love for jeans is Taj Sewell. I'm probably butchering that, however, this is them. They have a few different types available, but you can scroll through, and these ones also have a belt that you can add on as well, which I really love. So I tend to use these a lot in games too. If we go to the shoes, I think there's maybe only 4 creators that I use in here for shoes. So SLYD is one of them. Obviously doesn't look great with these boots, so let me just put a skirt on her. Excuse the outfit if it doesn't match, but I just wanted you to see these. So these are a little bit more alpha, I would say, but you can make them look nice with MAXIS match stuff without it looking totally out of place. I tend to use the long ones more than the shorter ones, and they do, I think this is a recolor version where they come in all different colours, so I like them. These are my newest babies in this game, so it's basically the Nifty Knitting boots, but they've made them into heels in 3 different lengths. I use these to death because I actually love them. I think I only found these in the last few weeks, and they're like my favourite, and I put it on everyone now. Another good shoe creator for The Sims 4, which the majority of these shoes are, is Madeline. So they've been around like pretty close to when The Sims actually launched. I believe they actually create stuff in Second Life. I don't know if that's their like main thing in The Sims is kind of like a side thing that they do, or if it's vice versa and their Sims creations are their main thing and then Second Life is their side thing. But they do beautiful shoes in The Sims. They cover like everything you would ever possibly need. Some of them you do get slight issues with, but the majority of them are really nice. And again, they're not 100% MAXIS match, but they do look good with MAXIS match outfits and they don't look too bizarre. So I tend to use them a lot. The only other ones I have in here are these ones here, but I think I've forgot to install the mesh for them, but you can see them there. They're just little loafers. So if I'm putting like flat shoes on someone, it's usually them that I add on. If we jump into full body, I will go through my favourites for here. Again, not too much, but I do use them a lot. So this swimsuit by Grim Cookies is one of my favourite things in this entire game, custom content wise. It's just so nice, and I think it's the pattern that I really like on it. So I tend to only ever use the black one or the leopard one, and I think it's just because I actually love the leopard pattern. This is another swimsuit by A. Harris Brittany, so I promise that is not weird nipples coming out there. I think it's just shading. Again, another one that I use a lot. This one I think is just here because I pulled in the Cuber Sims stuff. I don't use this piece of custom content all that often. Another swimsuit that I love is this one. Now, it's so simple that I couldn't tell you why I'm in love with this swimsuit so much, but I use it so much, it's ridiculous. And I think it's the stripe, like, I don't even know what it is, the combination of the stripes and the cut of it, it looks so good on so many different shapes of Sims. So this is another one that I really love and have recently found. So this is by Bramblefinch, and it's just a really nice swimsuit. I think the cut of it's really nice and it looks really good on a lot of different Sims. I probably wouldn't put it on Ryan. I would have something like this on her, but I love that. Nolan Sims is another great one, so I do have in my normal game a lot of Nolan Sims custom content installed, but this dress is one that I use over and over again. Another new one is this Donatella dress by Candy Sims. So it does come in 3 different versions. So you have this long sleeve version, where it's basically like mesh sleeves. Then you have the little spaghetti strap version, and you have the strapless version. So it looks really nice. It kind of looks like it could be in the game. I use it a lot. Now, I think my favourite piece of custom content in this entire game by any creator is this dress, specifically in these 2 colours, but mainly this one. I used this randomly on, I think I said this before, I think this dress was on Stevie, so I've probably said this before. I had it as like 3 bridesmaids in a wedding who were all blonde wearing this dress, and it just looks so good. So good on light hair, but obviously Orion's dark haired and she also looks amazing in it. And this is by Rusty, I'm sure, which this one is also. So this is another just really nice dress, and it kind of suits older Sims and younger Sims, so I use that a lot. Then these are just here because I'd kind of pulled in everything I have from Cuber Sims, but I do tend to use these a lot too. So just a little basic dress. You have the same version without the texture on it, and then you have this jumpsuit, which is really nice as well. So that is it for my very favourite custom content in The Sims 4. So obviously I have a lot of other stuff installed too, but these are the things, like if the folder got completely wiped, this is where I'm going and this is what I'm replacing. So maybe what I'll do, I'm about to go on a little bit of a shopping spree for The Sims 4. So maybe I'll make another video and show you what I installed, but for now these are my very favourites and this is exactly what I go for if I'm replacing all my custom content. And usually when I do that, it is a full delete of the folder and then we replace everything. So I've kind of grown accustomed now to pulling out the things I know that I want to keep and things that I love, and then everything else gets deleted and we start again. So I usually do that every 2 or 3 months so that when I get to try new creators, new custom content, and it kind of keeps the game running more smoothly without having like an abundance of custom content that I don't use. So that's my favourite custom content. Let me know if you have any favourites that you use in your game, things that I could potentially have a look at and install in my game, and I'll see you in the next one.